Alright gang, so today, while I was lying on my bed and scrolling through shorts, I came across some news saying that Netflix has bought Warner Brothers. At first, I thought it was fake, so I searched it on Google and turns out it's true. And my first question was, why? What was the need for Warner Brothers to be put up for sale? But then it kind of made sense. They need money after all that mess.
They're crap. 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 Mega crap.
So now the real question is, what does the future of Warner Brothers look like after this deal? And more importantly, will this affect the newly started DC universe under James Gunn? I mean, what if Netflix starts doing the same things that happened with the DCEU? Today, we're going to talk about that and try to predict what the future of Warner Brothers could look like after this deal. So let's dive into it. When this rumor hit the internet, Twitter exploded. DC fans panicked. Because Netflix is famous for one thing, canceling shows. And the fear was real. What if Netflix cancels new DCU movies? What if they stop theatrical releases and push everything to OTT? Thankfully, Netflix's CEO cleared things up and said that Warner Brothers movies will still release in theaters. But the theatrical window will be much shorter. And that's the scary part. Right now, the average theatrical run of a movie is around 4 to 5 weeks. But with this statement, that window could shrink to 2 or 3 weeks. And that made cinema lovers ask one terrifying question: is Netflix trying to kill cinema? Because this decision alone could actually change Hollywood forever. Now you might be thinking, okay, we get why Warner Brothers is selling. But why would Netflix even want DC? Netflix is already dominating the streaming world, right? So why buy such a massive franchise? Here's the catch: Netflix is bleeding money. They spend $15 to $20 billion every year on content, and most of it disappears after one weekend. No long-term franchises, no cinematic legacy, no endgame-level cultural moments. Now compare that to DC. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Joker, the Justice League, even the dead Snyderverse has a bigger legacy than most of Netflix's originals. That's exactly why buying Warner Brothers makes sense for Netflix. Owning these iconic characters instantly gives them cultural weight, something money alone can't buy. Now, if you're not a hardcore cinema fan, you might think this is good for both Netflix and Warner Brothers. So what's the problem? But here's how this affects cinema. Post-COVID-19, box office still hasn't fully recovered. People now think twice before going to theaters. Tickets are expensive, food is overpriced, and streaming is just easier. Netflix knows this. They've already experimented with limited theatrical releases. And let's be honest, Netflix movies don't feel like cinema events. They feel like watch it tonight, forget it tomorrow. They want awards, they want legitimacy, they want control. And that's why shortening theatrical windows is dangerous, because when a movie releases, ticket prices are usually higher. After a few weeks, prices drop, and yes, I know this, because I wait for that time to book tickets. If the theatrical run gets shorter, ticket prices could increase even more. Movies will have less time to recover their budget, and that pressure will go straight to the audience. And if you're thinking, why bother with cinema at all? Just watch it on OTT. No, how do you watch a masterpiece like that on a phone screen? Imagine The Batman Part 2 dropping straight to Netflix. No clapping during action scenes, no hooting, no shared reactions. And what about movie explainers and reactors? Just silence and a skip button. Cinema isn't just about movies, it's about experience, and streaming kills that. Now let's talk about the James Gunn factor. DC finally has a plan again, a connected universe, a clear roadmap, a theaters-first approach. If Netflix enters too deep into this, that entire plan could collapse or completely change, and that's why fans are divided. Some believe Netflix will destroy DC. Others think Netflix might finally free DC. Both sides are scared. And honestly, both sides might be right. So in the end, this isn't just about Netflix buying DC or another corporate deal shaking Hollywood. This is about what cinema means to us, because DC was never just content. It was moments, memories, packed theaters, heroes that felt larger than life. If Netflix steps in, it could either give DC the creative freedom it always deserved, or slowly turn legendary heroes into disposable, scroll-and-forget entertainment. And that's why this conversation matters, because once cinema becomes just content, there's no going back. Whether this deal saves DC or silently changes movies forever, one thing is clear. The future of superhero cinema is standing on a very thin line right now. So drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about this deal, and would you watch DC movies only on Netflix? I'll be back with another video. Thank you for watching, guys.